The coolest bike trail in the country is right here by DC. It's the Mount Vernon Trail, and it's a 36-mile round trip that takes you past monuments, down the river, through history, and ending at George Washington's front door. Literally. I'm Chris with DMV Adventures, and I'm not really a bike guy, but I decided to hop on this legendary trail and experience it for myself. How amazing is this boardwalk trail here? In this video, I'll take you on detours to some monumental must-visits, let you in on a few DC area island secrets, show you some of the trailside parks, and bring you to George Washington's old stomping grounds. We'll check out a few places to eat along the trail, and even a few watering holes where you can hydrate. There are 14 optional stops in all, and 18 miles of trails to traverse. So, dust off your bike riding skills, put on your history helmets, and join me on the Mount Vernon Trail. Remember, before we start, this is an 18-mile trail, but to get back, it's a 36-mile trail. The biking alone took me 5 hours, and if you're gonna do any stops or detours, it could take a full day. And if you don't get there early on a weekend, you're going to have trouble parking at Theodore Roosevelt Island. So I always end up parking in Rosslyn and riding a bike down. I like to do that because it gives me a chance to grab food before or after my ride. I actually started my trip at the Metro by Upside Food Hall, which is a cool rooftop patio that's close to the trail. I also like to get a reservation and eat at Quarterdeck or hang out across the bridge in Georgetown before I take this ride. Whenever you see the YouTube logo pop up in this video, it means I have a separate, more detailed video about that excursion, so you can get the real scoop on what each stop is like. Also, keep in mind that I rented a Capital bike share, but it's really not compatible with the trail. It's a long story, but you might want to ride your own bike. Now, let's join me back in Rosslyn, and let's head down to the Mount Vernon Trail. All right, the trail is right here at the base of the Key Bridge. Let's go. The Mount Vernon Trail starts right here on the river. We're gonna stop along the way, check out some of the sights, the sounds, the views. And the best part is you don't have to do the 18-mile trip. Just pick little segments and enjoy the outdoors and the trail. The first big stop on the Mount Vernon Trail is before you even start. Right across the bridge is Theodore Roosevelt Island. It has a very cool 1.5-mile looping nature trail and my favorite monument in DC, the huge Teddy Roosevelt statue. Along the way, you're gonna run into some boardwalks like this, and they are super bumpy. The bike trail in Chicago is absolutely amazing, and it's one of the coolest trails in the whole country. This one gives it a run for its money because look what we're passing right now. Oh, how about the Washington Monument, the Lincoln Memorial, all these great river views here on the Potomac in Washington, DC, all along this trail. So it's just a beautiful trail. One of the cool side stops is when you get down here where you can see the Lincoln Memorial. They have another trail that kind of takes you back to Arlington National Cemetery and the Jima Memorial. It's so cool to be able to have these experiences right off of the bike trail. Follow the signs to Memorial Bridge. It'll take you to the Lincoln Memorial, Washington Monument, all the DC monuments down there. Sure, you can enjoy the monuments across the river, but why not go see them for yourself? When you hop back on the trail, make sure you follow the signs if you're taking any detours. Your next stop along the way is down here at the marina, right across from the Pentagon there. And they have like a outdoor tiki bar type place here. The Island Bar here is pretty cool, but so is our next stop. Our next stop is actually right here on the trail, nowhere extra to go. Just make sure you stop here, because you're gonna see something really cool. This is one of the coolest parks in all of the DMV area. Reagan National Airport, you can actually ride your bike to this airport. It's your next off path to go to Crystal City. This one's a little more of a true detour. It's the new water park down at Crystal City, aka National Landing, aka nobody calls it that. There are a lot of food stops in Crystal City, but Dacombi is my spot. The neighborhood overall is a great place to get some food, especially if our next place is closed. Your next little rest area slash stopping point is called Dangerfield Island. This is our second waterfront trailside bar along the way. This is where you'll find Cat Boat Pizza, but it's only open at limited times, and if you do go, get the famous mango smoothie. Sure, when you get up here to the top of Old Town Alexandria, you take the left route so that you go along the river. And I don't remember where the sign was, so check your map. I don't know what this giant abandoned building is, but it's really cool. We are now in North Old Town. You are now going to be riding in the actual street and not on a trail. This is the perfect spot to stop for food because there are a million restaurants and bars right here on King Street. And on the other side, you've got the official waterfront. Also, while you're down here, check out this old cobblestone street, and certainly do not miss the old secret tunnel. Old Town is basically your last major stop, so make sure you stop here for food, you refill your water, or you use the bathroom before you head out. Next cool spot along the trail, down here under the bridge to Maryland. If you want, you can even come down here to the actual point and check out this old lighthouse. It's Bellhaven Park. Bellhaven has great views of the river, but if you want a really cool secret trail, take the Van Dyke Marsh Trail. You just can't bring your bike. Once you get down past Old Town, it's the most beautiful 8 miles of the trail. How amazing is this boardwalk trail here? You got awesome views. The south part of this trail is really cool because it's in the shade. Woo-wee! And it's so cool how the trail goes across my favorite bridge in the DMV. George Washington also has another house besides Mount Vernon, his river farm. It's a little off the trail, but it's free and it has beautiful gardens. And after that, you can check out a historical fort. This is what remains of Fort Hunt. You can walk around the ruins of the fort, and a little bit farther down the trail, you'll see another historic fort across the river. The bike trail's right over there, but one of the cool overlooks, you got Fort Washington across the river in Maryland over there. As you approach the end of the trail, the river views are spectacular, and you arrive at the home of the first ever U.S. President, George Washington. And we've made it to the end of the Mount Vernon Trail, George Washington's home. At this point, you can check out Mount Vernon, hop on the Potomac riverboat, grab some food at Mount Vernon Inn, or turn around and go the 18 miles back. I am exhausted, but I'm so glad I finally spent the time to come all the way from Rosslyn and Arlington and Teddy Roosevelt Island, ending at Mount Vernon. So thank you for joining me on this amazing bike ride, and I look forward to seeing you on my next DMV adventure.